Scott Roser, professional gun dog trainer for Pine Hill Kennel. In this episode, I would like to discuss the reason why I feel that the retractable leashes are so dangerous. But before we do that, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this episode. And if you find value in it, we would love for you to hit that like button, and please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. We sure love hearing from you. With that, let's get into it. So, guessing you have seen these before, or maybe perhaps you've even used them. Either way, they seem to have become quite popular with so many dog owners, and I guess I can see why. A compact, long lead that is convenient and relatively clean. It doesn't seem to drag on the ground because of the constant light tension from the spring, and it keeps the leash line taut. I guess I could see another positive when you have to take your dog out in a rainstorm or snowstorm or late at night. You can stand on your porch and let them go do their duty. Unfortunately, that's about where the pros end and the cons begin. The first issue I have is safety for you and your dog. The false security of just letting a dog explore while being distracted, even engaged in a conversation with a partner, or scrolling on the phone leads to some very abrupt and physically unpleasant situations. The sudden bolt of a dog chasing a critter or fearful reaction from a stimulus such as a biker or runner approaching from behind on a local walking trail, or a random dog you don't know rushing towards you both. If you manage to maintain your grip on the handle, you have now increased the chance of injuries to your hand, arm, shoulder, and possibly worse, if the sudden stop of the spool resulted in you losing your balance, causing your fall. If you weren't able to maintain your grip, now you have a dog on the loose that's going Mach 90 with a weapon at the end of the rope, whipping around, smacking into everything. They also offer you little to get a hold of when your dog is trying to play chase games and you no longer have possession of the leash handle, and they know it. Often the results are quite humorous, unless, of course, you end up breaking yours. Bad joke, I get it. But seriously, it can lead to much worse, especially as your dog expects autonomy. That style of leash allows. The whole point behind the lead is to help lead your dog. Show them direction you want to go, not have them do whatever they want and be in control of the walk or run. From a training perspective, the retractable leads offer very little in the ability to be consistent and reinforce any trained behaviors. For example, if you give the dog a recall command, such as here, you have to perform this awkward ratchet scenario where you're pushing the stop button, pulling on the lead, letting go of the stop button to allow it to pull in the slack, and then pushing the stop button again to apply a tension. That creates breaks in the command for recall and allows for miscommunication between you and your dog. Other issues arise when you have the slack in the lead because you've hit that tension button and they somehow manage to, or you hit that lock button and I can't even function this right. There's a lock, okay. And they start wrapping around themselves, spinning around in circles, and you don't have a way to ditch or clean up that lead. So that results into the dogs getting tangled up, you getting tangled up, and any of the training aspects that you just were able to implement are lost. So I really feel like a regular lead, even though you may result in some of the other issues, you can unwrap a dog because you don't have this thing weighted at the end, boloing around, wrapping on other things. So from a training perspective, these things are worthless. Use the proper tool for the job. I use check cords for a lot of my exploratory work. You'll see that in episodes prior to this. And then I also use a poly rope for all the training aspects of obedience, even the beginning of recall, and more or less all the beginning stages of leash manners. And oftentimes I'll use these in conjunction with each other. This can just drag behind you, and if you have as I'll demonstrate. As your dog takes out line, you can let line out, and as you need line, you can pull it in. You don't have to chase the dog to get to this rope. All you got to do is get to the end of the 20-foot lead versus trying to chase and grab that handle on the leash. And if you do manage to grab the ribbon or the small little fine rope that are in those retractable leads,
oh, and I didn't get it locked.
More than likely it's going to end up cutting you or burning you. So using the proper tool for the job, if you're going for a walk, man, there's nothing better than a good old-fashioned check cord or a poly rope to maintain your training applications when you're out with your gun dog or your regular companion dog. I'd love to hear more about what you guys think. What are some pros and cons that you can come up with? I appreciate you taking the time to watch and look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Take care.